It's
So
just
that's
like
what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying, that free will is just this illusory concept in our heads. For example, I would give you another simple example. So if you give me tea or coffee to choose between tea or coffee, you would say you have free will because you can choose. But I would say that on the outside it looked like I did choose between tea and coffee because I had to choose one. I had no option to mix it or drink it together and, just ruin my mouth. So I would say that okay, I would take one out of the two. But it can be really explained why I would choose only one and not the other. For example, if I'm used to drinking coffee, my reasoning says coffee is really better than tea because my experience with tea is not good. So my whole psychology and my reasoning says I would always take coffee first because I need coffee. I can't live without coffee because I have been drinking coffee for years and
right,
I
the
like coffee better
biological
than
need
tea,
for
right?
caffeine, right?
Yeah, so
What about
that's
your
how I would
biological need for
define. And
hydration?
on
You're
the outside,
basically saying one or the other, which would dictate your choice. But what about choosing against your choice? Like that's the thing. It's like people every day choose against like the choice that's better for them. If they didn't, we wouldn't have so many people on prescription drugs. We wouldn't have so many people who don't drink water, are chronically dehydrated, have pot syndrome. Like we wouldn't have so many people who are like obese. We wouldn't have so many people who have like really poor health. It's like, why are so many people choosing against that then? That's what I'm saying is like free will has to be self-evident because so many people do not choose the right choice.
that actually explains why free will is not there. Because free will means rationality, right? To be able to choose the good stuff for you, the right stuff, because they are so much, attracted to
Mm,
junk food and pleasurable things. So that's why they go to drugs and
mm.
take all the negative
Oh, I
stuff.
guess I get it. Yeah. I get it.
I mean, nobody wants to be like sad all the time and be like, okay,
Right.
I would only do hard work and
That's why I
do
don't
all the
blame drug
right things.
addicts or anything. Compulsive overeaters or drug addicts. I don't blame them. I don't blame like pleasure seekers or whatever.
Sorry, can you repeat the last line? You
And
don't
then
complain?
I don't put blame, BLAME. I don't put blame on like
Mhm.
pleasure seekers, like people with pleasure seeking behaviors or compulsive people or people with impulse control issues for that reason.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
I agree with you on like a fundamental level, especially on like a hormonal level and like a physical level, but like I still can't get behind the quantum entanglement theory thing.
Oh,
Because at the end of the day, it just feels like people are using this rationality to make it so that people are never responsible for their bad decisions. That's honestly what it feels like. It also feels like people using magic to just explain away like concepts that they can't fully explain. I'm not saying that you've done that at all. I'm just saying in general. And Slave knows I've said that, and he said it too.
Wait, what? What?
That quantum entanglement theory is constantly used as like this magic potion to just be like the answer for stuff instead of like a rational explanation.
I mean, I think quantum entanglement is basically a cult.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Is like I feel like it is a cult and it's used to keep people from like being responsible.
I mean,
But at the same time, I also agree with what she's saying. So I don't understand. Like I don't know the middle ground, and I have like an imploding brain type situation when it comes to it. But like I can't get behind the quantum entanglement theory because of the cult feeling.
when you talk to people about quantum entanglement, they react just
Yeah.
like when they react when you talk about Jesus
Yeah.
or flat Earth or any
Jesus.
other cult,
Diseases.
Jesus or Schmovid or
It smells
uh,
so fucking incredible, by the way. I'm sorry to like interrupt. I'm like hyper fixated on myself because I just put lotion on. But anyway, it's nice talking to you. I might have to go on mute soon because as soon as my roommate and my husband get back, I'm gonna have to go on mute. Probably. I don't think they're gonna want to hear me talking. I think that might piss them off. So
Mhm. Okay.
they're like drinking and doing Shabbat stuff together. I'm like off in the other room because I'm sick.
Oh.
I want to be able to say stuff. They're being loud as hell anyway. Like I feel like I should be able to talk. Like what's it matter considering they're doing their own thing? Mm. So how
any,
are
I
you?
gotta go, guys.
okay,
Okay. How are you?
okay.
How are you doing today? What you doing?
Um, I guess I was um streaming, and then I ate,
Mm.
and then I was my eyes started closing. I couldn't function, so I slept just a little bit. I managed not to sleep too much because I really slept well at night. So I was just tired from overeating, I guess.
Whoa.
So I slept a little bit. Now I'm up. I'm gonna. I want to be up for, I guess, 4 more hours, maybe. Yeah, I need to try and sleep after a couple of hours. Anyway, um, so let me stream um my entire window. Mhm. Um, let's see what's up in the world. Hmm. 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 Mm, look at all these puppies, Jesus. So I don't know why Biden sent a bunch of B-52s to the Middle East. Like, what is he? No one understands this move. This move doesn't make much sense. Like a B-52, why would you send a B-52 to the region? I guess people are saying it might be just a show of force, just to let Iran know.
Yeah.
It's not really for any practical reason,
Yeah, it's probably.
which is weird. That it actually doesn't make much sense because I mean Biden has a bunch of fleets. The U.S. has so many fleets. Like all you need to do, I mean, the problem is that Iran knows that Biden is a paper tiger. Are you watching the video? Are you watching?
Yeah, I just clicked in.
Mm.
Oh,
So
I
okay.
can hear myself now. Hold on.
Oh, oh yeah. That
No, it's
that
fine.
yeah. That's a problem. Mm.
No, it's not on your stream.
Wait, what? Oh, an hour ago. Let's
The
listen to
FBI says
this.
Iran says Iran's elite Revolutionary Guard Corps signed one of
The new president-elect. This morning, we are learning more about an alleged Iranian plot to assassinate President Trump before the election. ABC senior investigative correspondent Aaron Katursky has the latest now.
This morning, the new Iranian revenge plot to kill Donald Trump in the weeks before he was elected as the 47th president. The FBI says Iran's elite Revolutionary Guard Corps assigned one of the plotters in mid to late September to focus on surveilling and ultimately assassinating former President of the United States, Donald J. Trump. On October 7th, court records say the operative, Farhad.
These people are not joking. I mean, this is basically Hitler in the making. You let them pick up momentum, you're gonna end up having to deal with, the next Hitler. I don't get it. You have to
That's
subdue.
really
You have
insane.
to. You have to subdue them when they start. They declare war. This is declaration of war. We're done. You wipe them out. This is legitimate. You can't
And
have
that's really
people
good.
declare war on you nilly-willy. You want to declare war, you pay the price.
Well, this is kind of what you said, though. Like you said, you wanted Iran to do something so that Israel would just destroy them.
I mean, I'd rather Israel. I said because
Well, yeah,
Bibi.
and then it happened.
I'm just saying, Bibi. I mean, Bibi is such a weakling. Democracies are always so weak. That's where everything starts. The problems start where democracies are always weak. Like Biden is afraid to attack Iran. Bibi is afraid to attack Iran. All
Hold
the
on, I'm
West.
sorry.
What?
I gotta go.
That's the problem. So since the democracies are not going to go on the offensive ever, that's a given. Democracies will never go on the offensive. Democracies are weak because democratic leaders are always afraid of being perceived as warmongers. So they're terrified of having, of being dragged to Hague. Like Bibi is terrified of being dragged to Hague, to the International Court of Justice. They could do it to him. Why? He doesn't need that. You see, he's a multimillionaire. He doesn't need this bullshit. So as far as he's concerned, he doesn't. There's a limit to how much he can fight for Israel. And don't forget, within Israel, he's like at least half hated, just like Trump is half hated in the U.S. Biden is half hated in the like the Democratic leaders are always half hated. Putin doesn't care if he's half hated. It doesn't mean anything. Xi Jinping doesn't care. North Korea, dictators, Iran, they don't care how they're perceived. That's not a parameter in their equation. So they do whatever they feel like doing. Now it happens to be that always there. They're always mystical nutcases. Putin is a mystical nut job. Hitler was a mystical nut job. Iranian Shiite leader, whatever, they're mystical nut jobs. North Korea are mystical nut jobs. I mean, the dictators somehow always end up being mystical nut jobs that are truly dangerous for the existence of humanity. And the democratic leaders are always afraid of their own shadow. So I said, since Israel is never going to go on the offensive, ever, that's never going to happen. So since it's never going to happen, then let Iran keep on attacking Israel until Israel has no choice but to eliminate Iran, because Israel is not going to do it of its own volition. That's a given. So if then if the alternative, what's the alternative? Otherwise, Iran is going to keep developing like the nuclear power. Iran is going to become a nuclear power, and then Iran is going to fire nuclear bombs at Israel, and that's going to be just the beginning. I don't know what's after Israel.
Well, is it, but I mean, that would suck. But like, if Israel does it first, wouldn't that be the best case scenario?
It's impossible. It would never happen, because that's like saying, I wish somebody killed Hitler as a baby. If somebody would have killed Hitler as a baby, he
But,
would have been a
uh,
baby murderer.
but at the same time, this is current, so this is strategic. Like no one said that during World War II. Like no one during World War
But that's
II in
because
the
right,
middle
democracies.
strategies was like, oh, I wish we could have killed him as a baby. Like no one actually came up with the argument during World
But
War II.
democracies are okay in defending themselves, but democracies never go to war first.
Mm.
Democracies are always afraid of being perceived as warmongers. Democracies, the leaders need to be elected, and they don't want to get dragged to the International Court of Justice. Putin doesn't care about the International Court of Justice. Xi Jinping doesn't care about the International Court of Justice. The Ayatollah doesn't care about the but Bibi does care about the International Court of Justice. So the West are always terrified of being perceived as warmongers because it could quickly end their actual careers and maybe lives or freedoms. So that I mean, so we have a very bad situation in which the powers of good are much stronger physically. The U.S. is probably 1,000 times stronger than the rest of the planet combined. But it doesn't matter because Biden is terrified of doing anything. He's tying his own hands behind his back. He's terrified of being perceived as a warmonger. So I mean, anyway, it's and now you see, Iran plot to kill Trump. This is a declaration of war. What else? What else do we need? It's like, what else does Iran need to further do before we declare war against Iran and wipe it out? But it's never going to happen. The U.S. will never go to war against Iran. Never.
Shakiri was told to provide a plan within 7
Oh, isn't
days
that
to kill
because of the resources?
No, it's because Biden is terrified as being perceived as a warmonger.
That was because of the
Trump. And if
oil. But anyway, he doesn't really have a say in it.
What do you mean? He doesn't have a say in it.
He's gonna be out of office anyway, and he also is geriatric. Like I don't think he
It's
can make
not
his own decisions
geriatric. What are you
regardless.
talking about?
I
Biden's
genuinely don't believe that he can make a call about anything,
no,
especially after like a picture of Donald
that's
Trump being left.
ridiculous.
No, I think that he's. You
Biden,
honestly think he's capable of making a rational decision on this sort of thing?
of course. Have you ever debated someone on stage? Biden in a debate on stage against Trump still mopped the floor with Trump. He just, he ended up looking like he's mumbling. But when push comes to shove, when you actually look at the arguments, he mopped the floor with Trump. Mopped the floor with him. Sometimes you win a debate technically, but you're perceived like a mumbling buffoon. So and that's it, and that's the end of your career. He mopped the floor with Trump, and I'm a Trump supporter. But Trump did a terrible job. I mean, I was listening to what Biden was saying. Anyway, no, Biden is not geriatric
I'm
at
sorry, excuse
all.
me.
Anyway, but that's not even the point. I mean, so Kamala should make the call, but Kamala is terrified of her own shadow. I mean, there's so many. I mean, France should do it. Britain should do it. Israel should do it. Everyone should do it. What is this nonsense? Keep the Houthis are just Iran, and they keep attacking international cargo ships. What is that? What is that? That's a declaration of war. What is this endless nonsense? The Hezbollah attacking Israel at the north. That's a declaration of war. That's Iran. What is Israel waiting for? What I don't know. I give up. Anyway, I don't want to waste my time.
if he couldn't, to wait until
They're gonna end up killing Trump and Bibi.
Dude, no, don't
Yeah.
say that. That's messed up. I hope
Look,
not.
Bibi barely survived the first assassination. They're gonna get him. It's just a matter of
Who's
time.
Bibi?
What?
Who is Bibi?
Bibi is the leader of Israel.
Okay. I mean Netanyahu.
Whatever. Yahoo, whatever his name is.
Why are you calling him BB? I didn't know that was even a thing.
I don't know. That's what I thought. That's what they call him. I don't know. That's the name
I
I
mean,
heard.
that it's an Arabic thing. That's how they say like baby. It's like an affectionate term. They'll
Mm,
just text you. Like if they're texting back and forth and they say BB, it's like they're saying like hey babe.
I don't know.
So
I
I
don't
don't know. I
know.
thought you were trying to be like derogatory.
No, that's his name. His name is Benjamin. Benjamin, like in the army, they probably
His
gave
name is
him.
Benjamin Netanyahu.
Right,
Yeah.
but in the army they changed your name. Or maybe when he was a baby they
They
changed.
do?
Yeah, they give you a
That
call
sounds
sign, of
irrational.
course. Everyone gets a call sign in the army.
After the election, because the Iranians assessed that Trump would lose the election, and afterward it would be easier to assassinate him. Federal prosecutors say
So what was even the logic in assassinating Trump? I don't even understand the logic. Assassinate him after he loses the election. Why? What's the point? If he loses, why do you care that he exists?
Iran has been determined to avenge the death of revolutionary
But it's a good thing because Trump, the first thing he's going to go into office is he's gonna be motivated to wipe them out because Trump doesn't care. Trump, ultimately is a pretty tough guy.
Guard General Qasem Soleimani, who was killed in an American drone strike during Trump's first term. The FBI learned of the latest plot from the very man asked to arrange it. The criminal complaint says Shakiri spoke voluntarily from Tehran,
I received a phone call from the FBI
telling
Who is she?
the FBI he was first instructed to
Who's
target
that?
Iranian-American writer and activist Masa Linejad. Prosecutors said he recruited 2 Americans he met in a New York prison to assist. Tonight, those men are under arrest and in custody. The complaint says Iran also told Shakiri
Who filed the complaint? I guess the FBI filed the complaint with the courts, I guess.
to kill 2 people described as Jewish business people residing in New York City
These people are out of their minds. What is going on here?
because of their support for Israel.
Oh, because of the support for Israel. Jesus Christ.
Then he was
Yeah,
told
that's
to put
creepy.
aside
I'm worried about that 'cause people about the COVID thing, about like hate crimes going out towards like Asian
his
people.
other efforts and focus on Trump. Aaron Katursky, ABC News, New York.
Wonderful. So everything is wonderful.
But there's a third
Mhm.
getting
What
out of the
happened?
capsule. Be assisted.
NASA SpaceX Live, SpaceX crew 8 astronaut hospitalized after Dragon splashdown in Florida?
Folks around them. This is common for all of our landings, as well as for the Soyuz. If you've ever watched one of our broadcasts on that, we do assist the crew as they come out of any spacecraft following their space flight.
This is clickbait. I don't believe it.
Board photographer getting some snapshots.
There's no way this is true. This
I
is
have a feeling
clickbait
there
because
may have been 4 thumbs up there inside the capsule at one point.
no way. There's no indication of
Maybe
any
there will be
issue. This
now.
is pure
wild
click-
weather.
and no one else talks about it. So it's a lie. People are such liars. Just clickbait.
Hello everyone. Hello and welcome back to a new video. In this one we're going to be covering the spectral action for the standard model minimally coupled to gravity. This will be about how the laws of physics emerge from pure geometry. So what is our main idea? A common discussion on modern physics will often correspond to an inevitable conclusion. Our fundamental laws of physics generally come down to 2 equations that stem from seemingly distinct field theories, one of the classical gravitational field and another of quantum fields, composing what's called the standard model of particle physics. The field equation describing
I wanted to write another paper. So today, I was watching me, watching you. I was watching this guy, Son Son Carroll. I was watching Son Carroll, and he said something fascinating. Absolutely fascination.
In fact, I've heard the following anecdote. I'm not sure if it's true or not, but it's amusing. So I'm going to the following prediction put forward a fully blown, complete relativistic theory that predicted the same prediction.
Modified gravity Mond. Oh my God. Let's try this.
In fact, I've heard the following Milgram modified Newtonian dynamics. It was the first idea of fitting rotation curves of galaxies by modifying gravity. And what Jacob Bekenstein did was basically put forward a fully blown, complete relativistic theory that predicted the same predictions that Mond would predict. In fact, I've heard the following anecdote. If you believe in dark matter, which many people did before they actually saw any of this, you would make a prediction ahead of time. And it would be very clear that you would not see a uniform damping of all the peaks in the microwave background. What you would see is that the even-numbered peaks are more damped compared to the odd-numbered peaks. And that is exactly what is observed when you actually collected the data. This is a prediction made ahead of time, and the dark matter prediction came out smack on what you expect. Can you do this with modified gravity? Could you do this like you do the spiral galaxies? Can you explain it away? Well, there's a slightly complicated question here, because what do you mean by modified gravity? How do you actually modify gravity, right? Like in the galaxy, if you just change the 1 over r squared law, the inverse squared law, to something more mild as you get to larger distances, okay, you can imagine doing that just by writing down some equation out of your head. But now with the bouncing of the early universe and the radiation matters and the plasma, it's kind of a little bit more complicated. So at first, in the historical development of this controversy, the modified gravity people said, well, we just don't know. We're not exactly sure what to predict. There was one issue, which is that modified gravity people, there was a community in the 80s and 90s, and they just had these phenomenological rules. They didn't have a deep down theory that was compatible with relativity and so forth. Finally, Jacob Bekenstein came up with such a theory, a fully relativistic model that would reproduce what is known as MOND. This came from Milgram, modified Newtonian dynamics. It was the first idea of fitting rotation curves of galaxies by modifying gravity. What Jacob Bekenstein did was basically put forward a fully blown, complete relativistic theory that predicted the same predictions that MOND would predict. In fact, I've heard the following anecdote. I'm not sure if it's true or not, but it's amusing, so I'm going to choose to believe that it's true. Before Bekenstein wrote down his theory, there was a story going around in the anti-modified gravity or anti-MOND community, which said that you can't write down a fully relative.
It doesn't matter. The point is, so there was a big question about dark matter. So from the dark matter, we can prove the ether now. The ether now has another point of support. Let's begin a new paper, a new beginning. Watching me, watching you. Oh, la 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 la. Watching me. The name of the paper will be so MOND, modified Newtonian gravity, something with a D. Description? What is MOND? Can we just search for MOND? Watching me, watching you. What is MOND? Modified Newtonian dynamics. Watching me, watching you. There is nothing we can do. Watching me. What's the equation for MOND? What does it look like? Let me see. Modified Newtonian dynamics is a theory that proposes a modification of Newton's second law to account for observed properties of galaxies. Its primary. Do you know, Amber? Do you know about dark matter? I don't want to bore you. Do you know what dark matter is?
You've briefly explained it to me, but one of those concepts like quantum entanglement where it doesn't.
I can't hear you. You're like breaking in and out. What?
I said you've told me about it a little bit.
Dark matter? No, maybe dark
Yeah,
energy.
told me a little bit. Well, isn't that the same thing? How is that not the same thing?
No, dark matter is, you could say it's completely different than dark energy. Dark energy is relatively simple and it fits perfectly into the ether model. Dark energy is the expansion. Whatever is causing the inflation of the universe, whatever is causing the universe to accelerate its expansion. That's dark energy.
That's exactly what you told me the first time.
Yeah, but what is dark matter? Dark matter is
I thought
something,
it was the same thing.
right? So no, it's nothing to do with that. Dark matter is a little bit more difficult to explain. So dark matter is the fact that the galaxies seem to rotate too fast in order to not tear themselves apart. All the galaxies that we see are rotating too fast. Does that make sense to you? What I just said?
Hmm. Yeah.
Right. So dark matter is there. All the galaxies seem to be more massive. They seem to have more matter than we can see with our own eyes. And because they are more massive, that explains how they can rotate so fast. Because the mass creates more gravity, so the gravity keeps them intact as they are rotating much faster than they should be allowed to rotate if they were lighter. So these are called the rotation curves. So the top line is what is observed, the rotation velocities, and the bottom is the rotation expected. So you expect as you as you as you move further and further from the center of a galaxy, you expect the stars to orbit slower and slower. That's what you expect because of Newtonian gravity. But what you end up seeing is that you don't see a slowdown. You see what we see here is a speed up, which makes no sense. So the only explanation we have, or there were two explanations. One is that the laws of gravity, we don't understand the laws of gravity, and on galactic scales, the laws of gravity are actually weak, are actually, I guess, stronger. So as you move to the edge of the galaxy, the strength of the gravity, the Newton's laws, the inverse square law, is no longer valid. Like Newton's inverse square law is valid, on short scale, but on the galactic scale, which is huge, Newton's laws don't apply. What do you think about that?
That sounds like what we've been talking about the whole time.
Mm-hmm. 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 Where did it go? Oh, I opened Wikipedia. Um. So so that's so anyway. That's one option. One option is that we don't understand Newtonian gravity, and Newtonian gravity we need to modify the inverse square law. Are you familiar with the inverse square law? Are you falling asleep?
No. No, I don't know what that is.
The inverse square law just says that the gravity to an object is related to the inverse of the square of the distance to the object. So at the distance of the moon, the gravity depends on 1 over the distance to the moon. The strength of the gravity depends on 1 over the distance squared. 1 over is just another word for inverse. Anyway, it's very mathy. It's very mathy. Let's
Yeah, that doesn't make sense. Yeah, I don't get it.
yeah.
Ooh.
Do you want me to put your name on the paper?
Yep.
Okay. So Mond, modified Newtonian gravity dynamics. Sorry, dynamics. So Mond Mond has been ruled out. Has been ruled out. So why should I care? So there were two theories to explain the galactic curves. One is Mond and the other one is dark matter. Now, Mond having been ruled out because of the CMB, it's called due to CMB. Have you ever heard of the CMB?
No, I don't know what that is.
The cosmic microwave background. Have you ever heard of it?
No.
Okay. All right, well, I mean, well, we're going to go step by step and write the paper and explain it. So, Mond has been ruled
Sure.
out. What?
I said okay.
Okay. Mond has been ruled out due to CMB. Now, what happened was, let's get this right.
Relativistic theory that gives exactly what is observed when you actually collected the data. This is a prediction made ahead of time, and the dark matter prediction came out smack on what you expect. To just the overdense region, in that case, the ordinary matter and the dark matter are in lockstep. They are both evolving in the same direction, so they reinforce each other. But then the ordinary matter bounces, and the second peak is it's underdense, but that is not reinforced by the dark matter. The dark matter is still overdense, so there's a slight cancellation. And then it bounces back again, and they're back in phase, the ordinary matter and the dark matter, and they reinforce each other again. The odd-numbered peaks see a reinforcement between ordinary matter and dark matter. The even-numbered peaks see a slight cancellation between ordinary matter and dark matter. So if you believe in dark matter, which many people did before they actually saw any of this, you would make a prediction ahead of time.
So dark matter works with the ether and Mond works against the ether. The fact that Mond got ruled out as probably an incorrect theory to explain the galactic curves, that strengthens the ether, my ether. So that's why I want to write this paper.
And it would be very clear that you would not see a uniform damping of all the peaks in the microwave background. What you would see is that the even-numbered peaks are more damped compared to the odd-numbered peaks. And that is exactly what is observed when you actually collected the data. This is a prediction made ahead of time, and the dark matter.
So let's repeat what he says.
Clear that you would not see a uniform damping of all the peaks in the microwave background. What you would see is that the even-numbered peaks are more damped compared to the odd-numbered peaks. And that is exactly
the fact that there's even and odd number peaks in the CMB, whatever, that is evidence for dark matter, whatever that means. We'll try to understand. I don't fully understand it. I have the gist I got. But if it would have been uniform, that would have been evidence for Mond. The fact that there is even an odd thing, that's evidence against Mond, which is for the ether. But I need the name. What is it called?
dark matter, which many people did before they actually saw any of this. You would make a prediction ahead of time. And it would be very clear that you would not see a uniform damping of all the peaks in the microwave background. What you would see is that the even-numbered peaks are more damped compared to the odd-numbered peaks. And that is exactly what is observed when you actually collected the data. This is a prediction made ahead of time, and the dark matter prediction came out smack on what you expect. Can you do this with modified gravity? Could you do this like you do the spiral galaxies? Can you explain it away? Well, there's a slightly complicated question here, because what do you mean by modified gravity? How are you going to actually...
Is that yours?
Hello?
Okay, she muted herself. That's good. Where is the this is Mond. Let's see what they say. CMB. Oh, there's no CMB. Mordechai Milgram, 1983. Um, I mean, I would expect a modification um, to Newton's law. Milgram's law is not complete and self-contained physical theory, but rather an ad hoc, empirically motivated variant symmetry lambda CDM mass asymptotic speed relation elliptical galaxies. The question is, oh, there's a Lagrangian. That's so interesting. They solve it with a Lagrangian. The question is, what about Gauss's theorem? Hello, what's going on? Jensen, what's up? Boodoo, what's up, Jensen?
What's up, dude?
Hey, dude, what's up? What do you got? We're doing, I'm writing a paper about MOND. Are you familiar with MOND?
No.
Modified Newtonian Dynamics. So I heard today, I was listening to a podcast by Sean Carroll. Do you know Professor Sean Carroll?
No.
Oh, you don't know Sean Carroll? Wait, you don't listen to
Mm-mm.
you don't listen to physics things?
No.
I didn't know that. I did not know that.
Yeah.
I thought you were like a little bit into physics.
Not really.
How's your life, man?
Pretty good. I'm excited that Trump won.
Really?
Yeah.
Wait, are you a vegan?
Yeah.
I'm back.
If you're
I like Trump.
Wait, you're a vegan who likes Trump? How's that possible?
Because Trump is, he's a strong guy and make the economy
When
better.
did you go vegan? You told me you weren't vegan.
You're vegan.
So you're pro-Trump. Wait, are you pro-Israel?
Yeah.
Wow. That's all. Yeah, very much.
Are you pro-Trump as well?
Yeah, I'm very pro-Trump. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, dude.
What?
I said hell yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's very good. But today I heard that Iran planned to assassinate him. It's like, what is going? I mean, and the only reason they didn't assassinate him is because they said, "Oh, it's going to be too difficult to kill him before the election. So let's wait until he loses because he's going to lose." It's like they thought he's going to lose. Like these people are disconnected on so many levels. Why would you think he's going to lose? There was no every indication was that he's going to win. It's like, what's going on?
Exactly.
How dumb are these people?
Landslide.
But they're so anyway. They would have killed him if they weren't so dumb.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. Anyway, we are in deep trouble. What just happened?
Oh.
Who came? Who joined us? Wait. Oh, he left? Anyway, back to the paper. So what Sean Carroll is saying, let's get the wording right, because I've never heard of this this proof before. I didn't know Mond is dead. And I didn't know Mond could be. I didn't think that Mond is related to the ether. But this makes it so good, so delicious and nutritious.
Actually modify or density of ordinary matter, such a place begins to contract because of gravity. The ordinary matter heats up, pressurizes, and bounces, but the dark matter just keeps contracting. Then the ordinary matter has bounced so much that it is less dense than the surrounding regions, but it's an oscillating wave, so it starts to contract again. So those peaks that we see in the data from the cosmic microwave background.
So what I discovered, I mean, I like Sabine Hossenfelder, but when I compare how she explained things to how Sean Carroll compares things, he explains things much better than she does. He's like, I've never listened to anyone who explained things so well. He's such a good explainer. He's unbelievable. He is. And what else did I notice? I noticed he's always happy and she's always sad. If you look at Zabine, she's always upset. She's always doom and gloom. And she went through a psychotic episode when she was younger and she was working at CERN and working and teaching and being a mom. She actually had a meltdown.
I would too.
Anyway, so she's, and her career, I mean, she's she's like a wrecking ball. And Sean Carroll is so gentle. He's like he's so mild and mild mannered. And she's so violent and so belligerent. And she's attacking. He doesn't attack. But he's anyway. So this episode, the crisis in physics, he says there is no crisis. Zabine's whole thing, Zabine's whole shtick is the crisis in physics. And he says there is no crisis. Stop sounding the alarm as if there, but he doesn't mention her by name. It's so funny. He doesn't even give her enough credit to mention her by name. And she keeps saying they hate me. They hate me. The establishment hates me. Anyway, it's really it's nice drama. It's nice to have like I need to order popcorn obviously because there's so much delicious drama flying around. But it's really interesting. But what's interesting is they don't really say they don't mention anyone by name. Everything is not. We'll talk about you, but we're not gonna mention your name. So funny.
Represent the extremes of this bouncing evolution. The highest density and then the lowest density. The highest density is a peak. The under density is a peak. The high density again is a peak. The lower density again is a peak. The odd numbered peaks and the even numbered peaks actually are physically different. The odd numbered peaks are that first evolution to just the overdensity.
The odd number peaks are normal matter, and the even number peaks are dark matter.
Region. In that.
And this is evidence in the CMB. You can see the evidence for the dark matter. It's actually unbelievable.
Case, the ordinary matter and the dark matter are in lockstep. They are both evolving in the same direction, so they reinforce each other. But then the ordinary matter bounces, and the second peak is it's underdense, but that is not reinforced by the dark matter. The dark matter is still overdense, so there's a slight cancellation. And then it bounces back again, and they're back in phase, the ordinary matter and the dark matter, and they reinforce each other again.
I'm not sure exactly what he's saying, but this is like the most subtle proof of ether, basically.
Odd numbered peaks see a reinforcement between ordinary matter and dark matter. The even numbered peaks see a slight cancellation between ordinary matter and dark matter. So if you believe in dark matter, which many people did before they actually saw any of this, you would make a prediction ahead of time, and it would be very clear.
And here it is. So if you believe in dark matter and not in Mond, then you would make a prediction that there is odd peaks and even peaks, but they're not uniform. The odds are the matter and the even are the dark matter. I mean, the odd is normal matter, and then the even are dark matter, and they should behave differently.
Clear that you would not see a uniform damping of all the peaks in the microwave background. What you would see is that the even numbered peaks are more damped compared to the odd numbered peaks. And that is
okay. So the damping of the even numbered peaks in the CMB. Right? I just need the name. The name of the proof. Let's look it up. The damping of the even. Do you want to do a movie review? Would you be more excited to do that?
Oh yeah, I would.
Okay, let me just look this up. The damping of the even numbered peaks in the CMB. Let's see if anybody talks about that. What are the peaks in the CMB and why? How can they tell us things about the content of the universe? Okay, that's Reddit. Odd number, but that's Stack Exchange. U Chicago Edu. Third peak will measure the physical density of the dark matter. Yep, the third, this 1, 2, 3. Third is the wait. It's supposed to be the even. Even is supposed to be dark matter. Baryons in the power. Okay. Damping tail of CMB anisotropies. Cosmic microwave band with the increased precise data. The Doppler peaks. 1 second. Let's see if somebody on the YouTube says it. Let's take. Do you want? What I would like to do is the day the Earth stood still, the original. Do you want to do it? Yeah.
That sounds really good.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's a good movie.
Mm.
Let me look up on the YouTubes this thing. Who talks about it? Secrets of cosmic microwave background. Hook up an old antenna to your TV. Scan between channels. Yeah, these are the peaks. Exactly. So odd, even, odd, even.
Universe. Well, here, those spots should follow a harmonic series. And that's exactly what we see. The best way to show this is with what we call a power spectrum. It's really just like a histogram that plots the number of spots of every possible size. And we definitely see that some sizes are more common than others. This peak here, those are spots in which the plasma only just had time to collapse once before recombination. The second peak corresponds to a full compression, then a full expansion. The third peak is for a compression, then expansion, then compression, and so on. Okay, nice. So we can explain the spot sizes, but what does this actually tell us about the universe? Well, kind of everything. In fact, each of these peaks tells us something unique. Let's go through them. The main value of that first peak is as a measuring tape. Seriously, a standard ruler. Spots of this size represent fluctuations that had time to collapse exactly once, which means their size had to be equal to the speed of sound times the amount of time that they had to collapse.
Okay. So let me just add that to the paper and we'll come back to it. Where's the paper? Papel. Where's the papel? Okay, we'll come back to it. Let's take this. We're going to need to watch this in order to write the papel. And we want this we want. Copy and paste. All right, good enough. And this will be the MOND. We'll come back to it. Okay, so let's find the day the Earth stood still. Let's see if YouTube has it. The day the Earth stood still, 1951. I don't think that the full movie is on YouTube. No. Okay. But I know where we can find it. It's on archive. So the day the Earth stood still, 1951, and it's a free domain. It's in public domain. Um. Mhm. Okay. Archive. There it is. So, um, let's just see that it's public domain. Wait, what? In color. Colorized. Wow.
That sounds great. You could do that. Get the full effect.
I've never seen it in color.
That makes it even better.
Yeah, maybe. Um, but let's just make sure that what do you call it? The rights. We're not infringing anyone's rights.
No, it's fine. Turner Classic Movies, no other movies on here.
I mean, as far as I know, archive.org is public domain. Everything here is public domain. And you're allowed to do whatever you want. The Internet Archive, nonprofit, a building, library, science, like paper. Like a paper library, we provide free access to researchers, historians, scholars, people. Our mission is to provide universal. We began by archiving internet itself. Wayback Machine, archive it. Anyone with a free account can upload modern. Anyway, I think it's fine. Let's ask YouTube. Can I do a movie review from archive.org? How the Internet Archive preserves decades. The Internet Archive is in danger. Free movie tutorial. Is the Internet copyright
Yeah, the
free?
Internet Archive thing was really frustrating.
What?
The Internet Archive was where I was reading all of the books I was using for research.
Wait, let me raise the volume. What are you saying?
Internet Archive was where I was getting all of my
Is
books
the
free for my research and stuff. So when I got attacked by hackers, like all the free movies, all the free books, and then all the free everything went down, like all the media went down.
Mm.
Like so basically everyone's streaming was affected.
Mm. Let's see what she says.
the Internet Archive copyright free? Yes, the Internet Archive provides copyright-free materials through its open library program. This program offers access to over 1.7 million digitized books, many of which are in the public domain and can be freely used and distributed. However, some materials may still be protected by copyright, so it's important to check the copyright status of each item before using it. The Internet Archive also offers other collections, such as music, movies, and software, that may have varying levels of copyright restrictions.
Okay, I don't know. Let's give it a shot. So let's see how this looks. Okay, looks okay. Let me restart a stream that will be dedicated just for this. So I'm gonna end the stream.
Awesome.
Yeah.